All right, what is up, True Fitters, and welcome to your 2021 final event overview video. Now, first things first, congratulations on all the hard work you put in over the past 8 weeks, and we're so excited for you guys to come in and throw down this weekend. Going over some housekeeping items before we dive into the course. Lisa will take it from here.
So when you come into the park, you're gonna have one car per team allowed to park here in the field. If you want to carpool into the park, or you may come and park at the parking lot and then you can ride together into the park. You will need a state park pass to get into the park, so if you don't already have one with your license plate renewal, then you're going to need to get one at the booth, so be prepared to get that on your way in.
All right, upon kicking off the event, registration is between 8 and 8:30. You need to have at least one person, preferably your team captain, come and take care of registration and pick up the bibs. All right, it's also really important that you have at least one person from your team there for the athlete meeting at 8:30. Just like previous years, we have roadblocks along the course. So we're gonna be going over most of the movements that you need to be prepared for, but we can't give away all the surprises. So it's important that you have at least one member from your team there during the athlete meeting, going over those roadblocks so you know how to perform the course appropriately. All right, and last note, make sure you guys watch to the end of this video, especially if you are new to Endeavor. Nick's got some incredible tips and tricks on how to prepare for your best event and your best race day of.
When it comes to the race itself, we have a set number of reps at each station that can be completed however you want, split between the members. So maybe that's one person on your team doing all the reps, maybe that's split evenly, however you'd like to do that with your team. Secondly, you cannot start another station without your whole team being there. We'll need to make sure that your whole team is at that station before that station started, or else a 15 burpee penalty will be assessed to that team. Trot and Trike is our only solo station. We're gonna designate a biker for this station. So at 3, 2, 1, go, the biker goes to the bike. The racers go on their run. The biker will complete their amount of calories they need on that bike by themselves. Once the bike calories are completed and the team is together at the bike, they can move on to the next station. The deadlift dash is going to start with the whole team present at that station. Once the entire team is there, then you can send off your runner. That runner is going to dash to our weight section where the weights are going to be at and bring them back to the bar. As soon as they get back, they can be loaded onto that bar however they would like, by whatever person on the team they would like. Once all of your weights are on the bar, we can start deadlifting. On our deadlifts, we need to make sure that we have full extension of the hips, we're standing tall, and that we have contact with the ground on every single rep. What would be a bad deadlift is if we don't have full extension of the hips, knees, and shoulders. So straight legs, but shoulders over, that's a no rep, guys. We gotta stand all the way up on every single one. Those can be split however you would like with the team after your number of reps are completed, and the weights are then one person at a time being brought back to the weight section, and the entire team is back at the deadlift station. Then the team is now ready to advance to the next station. All right, the flopping fish. This is going to involve a reverse burpee followed by a box over. So for one rep of a flopping fish, we need to make sure that we are starting in a standing position. From there, order of events is hips to back of the shoulders, and then we got to get to our feet. From there, stepping onto the box clearly or jumping on, up and over. We can get from our back to our feet any way we would like, as long as we go hips to the back of the shoulders before we come over. We can switch out with the teammates as you would like. For boulder shoulder, once the whole team arrives at the station, we can begin. And it's gonna start off with bringing our Atlas stone to the shoulder and moving on to the next point where we do 2 stones to shoulder. To the next is 3 to 4 and back as shown. So we start off with our stone to shoulder, move to our next line where we got 2 stones to shoulder, whatever shoulder we would like, it doesn't matter. We need to make sure that that stone is hitting the ground and then brought up onto that shoulder before we go to each point. The last one again is 4. After we get 4 repetitions at the stone to shoulder, we will bring it back to the start. Once it's brought back to the start and hitting the ground, that would be 1 complete lap. Each team needs to complete 15 laps. Once the whole team arrives at the station, we can start the gun show. And the gun show is going to be a curl and press off of a bench performed with our dumbbells. Points of performance here are locked out arms at the bottom. Also, after we curl it up and press overhead, arms are locked out straight overhead, fully locked out, and hips staying on the bench. So, bad reps. If we're not curling, or if we're not straight at the bottom before we start that curl, then that would be a no rep. If our hips are leaving off the box to give us a little momentum, that would be a no rep. And also, if we finish in a locked out position, but maybe overhead or to the side, or both arms aren't locked out in any of those ways, that again is a no rep. And these reps can be split up between your team however you would like. So for performing giddy up, we need to make sure that when we get to our bench, that we have both hands placed on the bench. Then a rep qualifies as both feet moving from one side of the bench over the bench to the next side. After we get both feet to contact, that would be 1 rep. Making sure that those feet are coming over the bench. If the reps are performed with the feet going side to side but behind the bench, that'd be a no rep. If in any time that our hands leave the bench, that would be a no rep as well. These can be split up between your team however you would like. Tips and tricks for this year, guys, is just really staying in the ordinary. So what I mean by that is don't do anything that you normally wouldn't do. If you don't normally eat a huge pasta-filled dinner before your next day, that's probably not something that you should do before this race. You want everything as familiar as possible in that digestive system so you don't have anything come up. Another thing to think about is training. Taper it this week. It doesn't need to be a serious taper. You don't need to take the rest of the week off, but we shouldn't be hitting any PRs. And Friday should probably just be a shakeout, maybe a nice good stretch. We also want to make sure that you're adequately hydrated. And that doesn't start 20 minutes before the race. Start it today. Start drinking your water right now so that has that effect when it comes race time.